Hi guys, today I'm talking to you about this huge and old backpack. It's a CFP90 from the US Army. It was used after the Alice backpack. If I read right on the web, in the end of the 80s and in the 90s. I used it a lot in the middle of 90s when I purchased one of them brand new from a military surplus store. It's a huge backpack. I think the main backpack is about 90 liters, and with the daily backpack, but I will show you after, we can reach 110 liters, 120 liters. It's I think it could be considered the evolution of the low alpine Saracen. I used it, and I think this could be considered an evolution because it uses the same kind of bar on the back and has this strap exactly as the low alpine Saracen. I think that the Saracen has some nice features, but this backpack lost. But talking about that, we have two compartments: the low compartment and the lower compartment and the main compartment. The lower compartment, it's usually used for the sleeping bag system. I like it because the opening is not at half moon as like we find in the great part of backpack, but take the from the back on one side to the back on the other side, so we can open completely the back, the lower part, and is very nice when we have to load a huge sleeping system. In this case, I have my summer chest sleeping bag with the Dutch Army BV bag, not small, and also two nylon layer ground sheet, but I use it as a ground sheet. And also in the lower part we have these straps where we can attach Alice pouches, or also the Molly pouches. Below there is not straps, but we have some loops that allow us to attach something with elastic cord. The zip are YKK and they works very fine. Massive zip, but works fine. On the side we can find two pouches on both, but permit to insert in the sleeves behind the side pouch something long, my trekking poles, putting the end in the pouches, avoiding to lose what we insert in the sleeves. The side pouches are different. On one side, one long pouch with two compression straps, in the upper part, the opening, we have this lace, but allows to close completely the pouches. Here I inserted my axe. Wait. Now it's the pouch is full, and it's a bit problem to extract the axe. On this side we have two pouches, each with his compression straps. One pouch is large enough to accept the UK MRE, the military ration from the British Army, or I think two US Army MRE or one first aid MRE. On the top we have a lid. Is a typically lid as on the Alice backpack with a velcro. We can put what we need inside. The size is the same of the Alice backpack. In my Alice backpack the lid was damaged, and when I broken my first CFP90, I removed the lid and I used it on my Alice backpack. Behind the backpack we have this kind of closure with two cords. Inside there is only one big room, and on the back we have the radio pouches, the radio pouch, but it's the same radio pouch, but we can find also in the Alice pack. It's the same. All pouches and also the main room has some holes that allow to drain the water. On the back we have the handle, very strong, two opening, but permit to put out the radio antenna or our tube from our hydration bladder. But they are used also to hide these two straps, each on one side. But after we use to attach the daily pack. But not from this pack. I used it to attach my chest pack. It's possible to adjust the space between the back of the backpack and our shoulder, and it's possible to move the shoulder straps in 8 to adjust them as we need for our height, for how long is our back. This is the only the only bad point. The weakness of this backpack is this, because it's easy, but after years it breaks, and it's not possible to find pieces to change and adjust the backpack. When you purchase the backpack or you look for it on the web, you see that this pad is attached here. But for me, in my opinion, it's wrong, because walking, I never feel this part against my back, but if I use the pad here, I feel this plastic piece in the middle of my shoulder. So also, if when the backpack arrives, the pad is here, I prefer to move in this position to protect my shoulder from this plastic piece. Obviously, we have a chest strap. On both sides, we have the quickly release to leave the pack very fast from our shoulder in case of contact with the enemy. Here you can see two aluminum bars that run from the top of the backpack to the bottom. It's possible to extract them to wash the backpack in the washing machine. The waist belt is well padded. There is an hunting dog that is arriving from the path. The waist belt is enough padded. The support that this gives is not like in the modern backpack, but it does its job. I apologize for my barbaric English. On the both sides of the waist belt, you can find some straps. You can find. It's not my dog. You can find some straps to attach mole pouches or Alice pouches. In the middle we have a fast buckle, but differently from the modern backpack, we have to pull on the outside and not in front like in a modern backpack. This is the daily pack. It's composed by one big pouch, but stay on the top, and another smaller pouch. On the top we have these straps, and on the front some big straps to attach Alice or Molly pouches. On the back we can find two small shoulder straps that allow us to carry it daily. When I went on holiday in Scotland and Finland, I found it very useful, because after a long trek, when I reached a camping or a yacht hostel, I could leave my main backpack and go around sightseeing, visiting a museum or other place, only with this smaller backpack. As I mentioned before, we have these two straps with buckle. And in front we can attach it on the main straps. In this way, I think the wall capacity arrive about 120 liters. On my shoulder it works fine. The waist belt stay above my hips and push on them, giving a good support to the backpack. The waist chest straps, it's a bit higher. As mentioned before, new backpack allow us to pull the waist belt in front. In this case, is we have to pull outside to adjust it. My pouches on both sides. The bottom of the backpack doesn't interfere with my bottom, and the shoulder straps are padded enough, and they don't cut our shoulder. So, in my opinion, considering the age of this backpack, it remains a good backpack. Now it's difficult to find it on the online shop, and if you are able to do it, it is a bit expensive. In Europe it goes from 250 euros to 350 euros, so very expensive, but I think that is something to passionate about military backpack. So, in the end, I apologize for the dog that is barking all the time, and he leaves. I apologize for the dog, but it was barking. I hope it didn't disturb too much the videos. If you like this video, thumb up, and if you are interested to see other videos like this, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to be notified when I will publish another video in next weeks, next months. Cheers!